Ever feel like you're a wilted plant at the end of the day? Drooping with zero energy left to give? Maybe you shuffle home after a marathon day, eyes stinging like you've been staring at a screen for a decade. Your body dragging like it's hauling a sack of bricks. Just desperate to flop into bed and call it quits. Or how about this? You wake up in the morning, head wrapped in a fog thicker than a San Francisco summer, stumbling around like you didn't even sleep a wink. Sound familiar? We've all hit that wall at some point. Each of us is like a little garden, a gorgeous, delicate patch that needs daily love and care. Skip the watering, skimp on the nurturing, and that garden's gonna shrivel up fast, and so will you. Body and soul, until you're running on fumes. But here's the sweet part. You don't need to be some gardening guru or a rocket scientist to flip the script. All it takes is tuning into what your body's begging for, giving it a little attention, and showing it some good old TLC. Do that, and you'll bloom like a sunflower basking in a perfect July afternoon, fresh, strong, and buzzing with life. In this journey, I'm gonna walk you through every single step to tend your own garden. We'll water it with sleep, feed the soil with solid nutrition, and prune it with some soul-soothing care. This isn't just about science, though I'll toss in some juicy studies. It's about rediscovering how to feel like a rock star every day. I'll share stories from my life, tips I've picked up, tricks that have worked for folks I know, and even some research straight from the experts. Ready to dig in and get your hands dirty? Let's roll right now. Part 1. Understanding your garden. What's this circadian rhythm thing? Picture your body as a small, cozy garden tucked away in the wild. Wonderful world, a little oasis all your own. It's not just sprouting up willy-nilly, there's a quiet gardener behind the scenes, keeping the whole show on track. And that's your circadian rhythm. It's like a 24-hour clock ticking inside you, running the playbook on when you're ready to crash, when you're firing on all cylinders, when your stomach's rumbling like a freight train, and even when you're riding a high or just feeling kinda blah. It's the beat your body moves to every single day. Throw that rhythm off, and it's like a DJ scratching the record at the worst possible moment. Everything goes haywire. So where's this clock hanging out? It's parked in your brain, in a tiny little spot called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Yeah, it's a tongue twister, so let's just call it your brain's control tower. This tiny powerhouse is always scanning the light coming through your eyes. When the sun pops up in the morning, that golden glow hits your peepers, and your internal clock's like, all right, rise and grind, people. Cortisol, the hormone that puts some pep in your step, surges, while melatonin, the drowsy maker that lulls you to sleep, takes a backseat. Then, as night creeps in and the light fades to a soft glow, melatonin steps up to the plate, whispering to your body, hey, time to chill out and catch some Z's. That's the natural groove your garden's been vibing to for millions of years, ever since humans started wandering this planet. But what happens when you throw a wrench in this clock? Imagine staying up till 2 or 3 a.m., glued to your phone, scrolling TikTok, or parked under a blazing lamp like it's high noon. That artificial light, especially the blue glare from screens, pulls a fast one on your brain, convincing it the sun's still shining. Melatonin gets sidelined, and you're left tossing and turning, wondering why sleep's ghosting you. Next day, you're a wreck, brain foggy as a swamp, focus shot to heck, and your garden's looking more like a sad, droopy pile of weeds than a thriving patch. I've got a friend who worked remote for a US company, pulling all-nighters till 3 a.m. for Zoom calls across time zones. She'd groan to me, I'm wiped out even after sleeping 8 hours from 4 a.m. to noon, what's wrong with me? I broke it down. Her circadian rhythm was totally out of sync with daylight, so her tank was running on empty no matter how long she crashed. I've been there myself. Back in college, I'd burn the midnight oil cramming for finals, chugging coffee under buzzing fluorescent lights like some caffeine-fueled vampire. I'd hit the sack at 4 a.m., sleep till noon, and still feel like a walking zombie, grumpy, slow, and barely functional. It wasn't till I stumbled across this circadian stuff that it clicked. My garden wasn't getting the right signals, and I was paying the price. Another time, I pulled an all-nighter for a work deadline, thought I'd power through. Slept from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and the next day I couldn't string two thoughts together. My boss even asked, "You okay, man?" Nope, my rhythm was toast. So how do you keep your garden thriving? First, lights your VIP, it's the biggest player in the game. Step outside in the morning, even just for 10 or 15 minutes, and let that sunshine wash over your eyes. It's like hitting the reset button on your internal clock, telling your body, hey, it's go time. I started doing this myself. I'd grab my coffee, step onto my porch, and just soak in the rays while the birds chirped. A few days in, I was sleeping like a log at night and waking up ready to tackle the day. Research backs this up. A 2017 study from the University of Colorado found that morning sunlight exposure syncs your circadian rhythm, boosting alertness and improving sleep quality. Participants who got 20 minutes of natural light felt sharper all day compared to those stuck under artificial bulbs. Second, lock in a consistent schedule for sleep and meals. If you're hitting the hay at 10 p.m. one night and 2 a.m. the next, your clock's gonna throw a tantrum. And your garden's gonna take the hit. Think tired eyes, cranky vibes, or a stomach that's all out of whack. I used to be a mess with my bedtime 11 p.m. one night, 3 a.m. the next, depending on what Netflix rabbit hole I fell into. Once I nailed it down to 10 p.m. every night, my energy leveled out like magic. No more roller coaster days. A 2020 study from Harvard backs this too. They found folks with steady sleep schedules had lower stress hormones and better mood stability than those bouncing all over the place. Check out this real-world example. In the U.S., night shift workers, nurses, truckers, EMTs, are up when their bodies want to crash and sleeping when they should be awake. The CDC's got hard data showing these folks face higher risks of heart disease, diabetes, and depression, all because their circadian rhythm's been flipped upside down for years. I read about this trucker in California, worked 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., slept 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. after a few years. He'd packed on 30 pounds and was a ball of stress, headaches, short fuse, the works, switched to day shifts, fixed his sleep to 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., and he was a new guy, dropped the weight, chilled out, even started jogging. Then there's my neighbor, a nurse who pulled graveyard shifts for a decade. She'd tell me, I'm always beat. Even on days off, I can't shake it. She started sneaking in morning light after shifts 15 minutes outside before napping, and cut her caffeine late in the day. Said it was a total game changer for her mood and energy. Like she'd found a secret weapon. A 2019 study from the National Institutes of Health supports her hunch. It showed night workers who got morning light had lower cortisol spikes and slept better than those who didn't. This rhythm's not just about sleep, though. It's tied to everything. How your body digests food. On it. How it pumps out energy. Yup. How it handles stress. You bet. Eat at the right times. Breakfast at 7 a.m. Dinner before 8 p.m. and your digestion's smooth as butter, giving you steady juice all day. Sleep right, and you're less likely to bite someone's head off over nothing. I learned that lesson the hard way. Late night pizza at 11 p.m. left me bloated, tossing till 2 a.m., and dragging the next day like a slug. My girlfriend at the time was like, dude, you're a mess. What's with the midnight munchies? She was right, timing matters. Ever wonder if your garden's holding up or crying for help? Don't sweat it, we're not overhauling it in one go. Start small, snag some morning sun. Pick a bedtime and stick to it, and watch it perk up. We're gonna hit every step to make it bloom like nobody's business. Starting with the lifeblood of it all. Sleep. Part 2. Watering your garden. Sleep's the foundation. If your body's a garden, sleep's the life-giving water. Miss it, and everything dries up faster than a desert in July. You could have the prettiest flowers, the richest soil, but without water, it's lights out. Sleep's the same deal. It's the rock-solid foundation for feeling good, staying sharp, and keeping your spirits high. So how much water's enough? And when's the best time to pour it on? The National Sleep Foundation lays it out. Adults like you and me need 7 to 9 hours a night to run at peak performance. Teens or kids under 18? Bump it to 8 to 10. That's why they can sleep through a tornado and still bounce out of bed. Over 65? You're solid with 7 to 8 to keep the engine humming. But it's not just about punching the clock. Quality's what keeps your garden lush and green. A primo night's sleep cycles through stages. Light sleep to ease you in like a warm-up. Deep sleep to patch up your body like a repair crew. And REM, where you dream wild dreams and your brain gets a full reboot. Each cycle's about 90 minutes. And you need 4 to 6, so 6 to 9 hours, to wake up feeling like you could take on the world. How do you water it right? Timing's the name of the game. Your circadian rhythm's wired to sync with nature. So the golden window's bedtime between 10 and 11 p.m., up between 6 and 7 a.m. Why? That's when melatonin flows like a river, pulling you into a deep, effortless sleep. I switched up my own routine, used to crash at midnight or 1 a.m., chasing late-night YouTube rabbit holes. Moved it to 10 p.m., and a few days later, I was waking up clear-headed. No more zombie shuffle to the coffee pot. Before, I'd stumble out of bed, half dead till caffeine kicked in. Now, I'm good to roll right out of the gate. It's like night and day. Wanna give it a whirl? But modern life's got a knack for dumping sand in your watering can. Picture this. You're deep into a Netflix binge till 1 a.m., blue light blasting from your phone, laptop, or TV right into your eyeballs. That light's a slick liar, tricks your brain into thinking it's high noon, slams the brakes on melatonin, and leaves you wired when you should be zonked. My buddy in the US is a streaming addict, up till 2 or 3 a.m. every night. Mainlining Stranger Things. He'd whine, I get my 8 hours from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., so why am I a walking corpse? I laid it out. His rhythm's off. Late sleep doesn't recharge you right, even if you rack up the hours. My cousin's another exhibit. She's an office worker. Used to pull 1 a.m. nights finishing spreadsheets from hell. Slept from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m., but she was a train wreck, bags under her eyes, snapping at everyone. I told her, try 10 p.m. for a week. See what happens. She came back floored. I can't believe it, just shifting my bedtime feels like I've shaved a decade off. I've been there too, working retail years back. Closing at midnight, home at 1 a.m., crashing at 2. Slept till 10 a.m., but I was a grump all day, barking at customers like a cranky dog. Got a day gig, locked in 10 p.m., and it was a total turnaround, happier, sharper, actually human again. Then there's my old college roommate. He'd game till 4 a.m., Red Bull cans piling up like a fortress. Slept till noon, but he'd moan, I feel like trash, what's wrong? Told him to cut the late nights. Aim for 10 p.m. He fought me on it. But a month later, he was like, dude, you saved me, I've got energy for once. Science backs this up. A 2018 study from the Journal of Sleep Research found folks sleeping 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. had deeper REM cycles and lower fatigue than late sleepers, even with the same hours. So how do you fix it? First, aim for that 10 or 11 p.m. bedtime. Don't freak if it's not instant. Just ease in, maybe 15 minutes earlier each day till it's habit. Second, ditch blue light from screens 1 to 2 hours before bed. Can't avoid it? Flip on night mode, or grab blue light blocking glasses. I've rocked them, and they're gold. Less eye burn and sleep hits faster. A 2021 MIT study showed blue light cuts melatonin by up to 50%. No wonder screens keep us up. Third, craft a wind-down routine. Sip warm chamomile tea. Crack a book. Play some chill tunes, anything to signal, hey, it's downtime. I cue up a 10-minute instrumental track before bed, better than any sleep pill. Hands down. Bonus tip. Short on night sleep? Sneak a 20 to 30-minute nap in the afternoon. But cap it at 3 p.m. Late naps throw your night sleep off. I learned that the hard way. Napped till 4 p.m. once, and I was up till 1 a.m. staring at the wall. But a quick 20-minute post-lunch snooze? It's a power-up. I'm back in action. No night glitches. My mom swears by this too. She'd nap after lunch. Said it kept her sane juggling 3 kids. One more story. U.S. night shift workers, nurses, firefighters, sleep days, grind nights. Studies show they're slammed with stress, weight gain, heart risks. A doctor pal said, wrong time sleep scrambles your hormones, your body hoards fat. Can't bounce back. A 2022 Stanford study found night shifters had 30% higher cortisol levels. Stress city. I knew a nurse who'd crash at 8 a.m. post-shift. Up at 3 p.m., always frazzled. She started napping early, grabbing morning sun when she could, said it was her lifeline. Wanna keep your garden lush? Water it with sleep, it's the core. Part 3. Feeding the soil, nutrition and meal timing. If sleep's your water, nutrition's the rich, loamy soil feeding your garden. Water it all you want. But if the soil's trash, your plants are toast. For us, that soil's what you eat, and when you shovel it in. It's not just about stacking good grub on your plate. Timing's a massive deal for your health and circadian rhythm. Think of your body like a furnace. It's blazing from about 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's when your rhythm's got digestion and metabolism cranking at full tilt. Eat breakfast at 7 or 8 a.m. and your body torches that fuel to kick your day into gear, like tossing fertilizer on your garden when the plants are starving for it. But stuff your face with a big meal at 10 or 11 p.m., when your body's punched out. And your gut's stuck pulling an all-nighter. That's not just a sleep wrecker, it piles on bloating. Extra pounds. Even diabetes risks down the line. There's this classic line, breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. Nailed it for your rhythm. In the US, late eating's practically a sport, pizza at 10 p.m. A monster bowl of mac and cheese before bed. The damage? CDC stats peg 40% of American adults battling weight. Partly 'cause they're eating off the clock. I've been guilty, scarfed a slice of cake at 11 p.m., and I was up till 2 a.m. with a stomach doing flips. That was my never again wake-up call. My brother's a repeat offender, he'd hit the drive-thru at midnight after late shifts. Burgers and fries galore. He'd grumble, I'm not eating that much. Why's the scale creeping? I pointed at his timing, late meals were gumming up his system. He ditched it, and the pounds started peeling off. My uncle too, he'd raid the fridge at 10 p.m., leftover lasagna or pie. Always bloated, always tired, cut it out, and he was like, man, I feel human again. So how do you feed your soil right? First, don't sleep on breakfast, keep it chill. Oatmeal with berries. Toast with eggs and avocado. Easy fuel, no overload. I'm obsessed with oatmeal, banana, and honey, tasty, light, keeps me rolling till lunch. Second, eat dinner early, before 7 or 8 p.m. and keep it light, salad. Veggie soup, grilled fish. Let your garden clock out when it's supposed to. Wanna shake things up? Try intermittent fasting, it's blowing up everywhere. Eat in an 8-hour window. Say 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., fast the other 16. I gave it a spin for 2 weeks, felt lighter. Slept like a rock, thought I'd be hangry, but water and decent meals in that window kept me solid. A 2020 study from the University of Illinois backs this. Folks on an 8-hour eating window dropped 3% body fat and slept better than free for all eaters. Warning, though, if you've got diabetes or something, check with your doc first. My buddy tried it blind, felt dizzy till he adjusted. Here's a tale. My cousin in the US works an office gig. Always eating lunch at 2 p.m., dinner at 9 p.m. nuts schedule. She piled on weight, felt like sludge, even with small portions. I said, shift breakfast to 7 a.m., ditch late eats. A month in, she'd dropped 4 pounds and was like, this is wild, just moving my meals turned me around. My old roommate's another one, snacked at 11 p.m. on chips and soda. Always griping about heartburn, switched to early dinners, and he was golden, no more midnight woes. Then there's my aunt, she'd bake cookies at night. Munch till 10 p.m. always sluggish. Went early with meals, and she's got pep in her step now. One more tip. Quality's king. Stack your plate with greens, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins like fish or beans, that's top shelf soil. Ditch fried junk, sugar traps, fast food, they're weeds choking your garden. A 2019 Johns Hopkins study found diets high in processed foods spike inflammation by 20%. While whole foods cut it, better soil. Better you. I was a fry nut. But swapping them for steamed broccoli flipped my energy switch, lighter. Stronger. Wanna keep your garden thriving? Feed it right, timing and all. Part 4. Pruning the branches, caring for your soul and habits. A knockout garden's not just water and soil, it needs pruning to stay sharp and healthy. For us, your soul's what needs that trim every day. Modern life's a tornado, work deadlines, Stress piling up. Noise blasting from every corner. It can leave your garden a tangled wreck. Weeds popping up like crazy. But a few minutes of care can flip it into a calm, stunning oasis that's all yours. Try this. Carve out 5 to 10 minutes daily to just breathe. Meditate, shut your eyes. Take slow, deep breaths. Let thoughts float by like clouds on a lazy day. Not your thing? Grab a journal. Scribble what's rattling around in your head, what you're grateful for, or dump your worries to clear the deck. I started journaling at night for a week. And it was unreal, like yanking weeds out of my brain. Slept deeper, less stress. Woke up like a new guy. My sister's hooked too, she'd write after rough days. Said it was like hitting a mental reset button. Clearing the clutter. My coworker tried it after I bugged her, said it cut her anxiety in half. Or keep it simple. Step outside for 10 to 15 minutes of morning sun, a quick stroll in the light. It syncs your rhythm and lifts your soul like a shot of espresso for your spirit. Harvard research says sunlight cranks up serotonin, the happy juice that keeps you chill and smiling. A 2021 study from UCLA found 15 minutes of morning light boosted mood by 25% in folks with mild depression. I had a day where I holed up inside, glued to screens, and by night I was down, no clue why. Next day, 20 minutes in the sun and bam, I was back. Grinning like a fool. My dad's the same, he'd curse winter gloom. But a sunny walk flipped his frown every time. My girlfriend too, she'd drag me out for sunrise walks. Said it was her secret to staying sane. Wanna test it? Build small habits to prune your garden too. Walk 15 minutes after dinner, settles your stomach. Clears your head with fresh air. Swap 30 minutes of doom scrolling for a book, plants good vibes in your mind. I ditched late-night Instagram for novels. And I'm out faster, less buzzed. A 2020 Yale study found reading cuts stress by 20% more than screen time, brain food. Not junk. Chat with family or friends. Those moments feed your soul like nothing else. My grandma swore, a good talk beats any pill. She lived to 92. So maybe she was right. My brother calls me weekly, says it's his stress valve after work chaos. Here's a story. My coder buddy in the US was drowning in deadlines. He'd moan, no time to breathe, I'm a stress bomb. I said, try a 10-minute morning walk. Cut the phone 30 minutes before bed. He scoffed, 10 minutes? Gimme a break. A month later, he's raving, I'm calmer. Sleeping like a champ. Crushing code. My old boss was next, always wired. Phone till midnight. I got him on 5-minute breathing breaks, said it slashed his tension like a knife. Then my neighbor, she'd stress eat at night. Always frazzled. Started 10-minute yoga stretches. Said it was her chill pill. Pruning's magic, small cuts. Big payoffs. One more tip. Listen up. Snappy, wiped, or brain fried? Your garden's waving a red flag. Don't let weeds take over, trim 'em with a few minutes daily. I had a brutal day once, work imploded. Mood tanked. Took a 15-minute walk. Came back reborn. My mom tried it too, she'd garden for 10 minutes after fights with my dad. Said it was her peace treaty. A 2018 Stanford study found short nature breaks drop cortisol by 15%. Science says prune. And you'll shine. Wanna keep your soul light and strong? Start now, your garden's begging for it. Part 5. Wrap up, turning your garden into a masterpiece. You don't gotta flip the planet upside down today, or turn your garden into a flawless Eden overnight. We're all little gardens, and with some watering, soil TLC, and pruning, you'll bloom in your own badass way. A steady 10 p.m. bedtime. A hearty breakfast at the right time with stuff you dig. A quick sun soak moment. These tiny moves will make your life a vibrant, thriving patch that's all you. Pick one tip from this ride and roll with it in the next 24 hours. Maybe kill your phone an hour early for epic sleep. Snag 10 minutes of sun to kickstart your vibe. Or scribble a few thoughts before lights out to clear the noise. No pressure to nail it all, start with one. Soak in how it feels. Then swing back and drop your story in the comments. I'm pumped to hear how it lands. You've got this in the bag. I swear, your garden's not just a corner plot, it's a masterpiece waiting to pop with a little love and patience. Thanks for riding shotgun with me on this trip. Here's to you staying healthy, glowing, and full of juice like a flower owning the sunshine. Like the video and follow the channel to not miss the next one.